All right. Kia ora, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you and big thanks to all of you for making time. I don't know which part of the world you are. You might be having early morning or a late night, or you might be in New Zealand as me and my colleagues in the afternoon. So wherever you are, we just like to wish you a very warm welcome and thank you for joining our webinar today, which is going to be exciting, I hope, and also an opportunity for us to listen to you and work with you closely. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bipul Das. I've been in New Zealand for 19 years, 20 years next year. So, very excited. And I've been very privileged to be working with a wonderful international team. And some of my colleagues are here. So, I thank them for being here, making time. So, we have Ada Chain, who's the International Service Manager. We have Debbie, who's looking after the welcoming students and doing a lot of other things. We have Terry Smith, who's from the applications team. We have Veronica from Chile, and she looks after the pastoral care, very important. So we make sure that the students are well looked after. We also have Kavita Magason, who's the team leader for applications. And in fact, she is the one who processed my offer letter when I came to Ohomai in 2005. So, and she's still here, and we're very lucky to have her. Last but not the least, we also have a wonderful new team member, Chao Tran, originally from Vietnam. I love the Vietnamese food, so probably I'll take some recipes from her later. But Chao is also a new team member, and she'll be actively supporting you in your role. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, you know, we are going to talk about why Toyohomai, why New Zealand, and what are the courses you can offer to your wonderful students to study with us. So my role is international business development, um, supporting all of you in any opportunities and also marketing and recruitment for all markets. Big responsibility for the South Asia market at the moment, but we welcome students from all over the world. Right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have a webinar. I'm going to talk about Toyohomai, the location, the support, the popular programs. We have a lot of programs in place, but I would rather focus on some of the niche programs we offer, given our institution and given the location where we are based in. At the end of the presentation, I would strongly encourage all of you to ask your questions, or even while I'm presenting, please type in your questions in the Q&A tab below, and then we will do our best to answer them at the end of the webinar. So again, thank you for being here. So without any further ado, I'll just start sharing my screen, and then we can. All right. Sorry, just give me a second. Okay, there we go. Right. So we are one of the leading government institution, and you might have already been working with some of our business divisions among the ITP sector. So Toyohomai, previously known as Wairiki Institute of Technology, and also was known as the Bay of Plenty Polytechnic in Tauranga. So we have already been merged for last 8 years, 2016. Now Toyohoma is a name, and we are part of a bigger entity which is called Tipokenga, or the New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technology. So it's important for you to know that we are part of a bigger institution entity, but we are still operating as Toyohomai. So your relationship with us is very important, and we want to make sure that any communication you have for Toyohomai comes to us. I will make sure that we provide you the best information and the support. So Kiora, thank you for being here. New Zealand, some of you already live in this beautiful place, country, very small island. So we are lucky to be far away from the populated part of the world. But we also have a very good opportunity for our students to come and study here in a very small, beautiful, clean, an environment that provides you more opportunities for the future. So population is very small compared to some of the big cities where we come from, but we are based in the Bay of Plenty region, that is in the North Island of New Zealand. So for us personally, Toyohoma is located in the we have campuses around the Bay of Plenty region, but the main campus for international students is either in Tauranga or in Rotorua, where I personally live. And I've been living here for 19 years, never went out. So that's a testimony of how beautiful this place is. And the quality of life is probably far better than bigger cities. There's something you can always talk to your students why you should choose a smaller town to start your student journey compared to big cities like Auckland or Wellington or Christchurch. So that's where you're located, Tauranga and Rotorua in the Bay of Plenty region. The other important thing for you to know is the proximity from Auckland is not far. So when your students arrive in New Zealand, they either land in Auckland most of the time. We arrange all the uh, support, right from pre-arrival, giving them information, arranging the transportation, accommodation. So they're well taken care of by the at the moment they make contact with us, at the time they arrive here, and even when they complete the qualification and go and work in the with the employers and be part of the community, we still look after them. So that is important for you to know. So 2.5 hours drive from Auckland to Tauranga or Rotorua, and you can be spontaneous in a place like this. Very easily you can travel around without having to plan your day much in advance. So Toyohoma is one of the leading institution in New Zealand. We have students from all over the world, you name it, India, Philippines, China, Korea, Japan, uh, small islands like Fiji as well. So we're very blessed and privileged to have students from different countries, and that gives us an enormous opportunity to learn from each other. And even for the local students, it's a great opportunity for them to share our own indigenous culture with international students and also learn from them. What about how do you do things back in your home country? How can we take the best practice and implement here? So I think we are quite lucky to have so many students from all across the world. And we're also lucky to have a big range of programs portfolio, right from certificates to diploma to degree to postgraduate to masters. We have mostly, something for each one of you, depending on where you come from, what's your background, what's the educational qualification. So it's a great choice. It's a great choice to live in a well-connected community, but also have the exposure to learn, to advance your career, to make a better life for yourself and also for your family. And that's what I'm the living testimonial for you. So I came in 2005. I did my studies in Toyohomai. I did my tourism management and got a job at Toyohomai in 2008. Got my residency, already a citizen of New Zealand. So what I'm trying to say is that if you work hard, if you make the right connections, if you study hard, and if you're reliable, there's endless opportunities for you. So we provide that support system for you to nurture and grow in your life. Excuse me. So that is where Toyohoma is located. Beautiful place. You come and take a picture anywhere, you don't need to edit it. It comes out picture perfect. And there's so many things to see and do in a place like Rotorua or in Tauranga. That is why students love staying here. Right. So a little bit about Tauranga. It is one of the largest city in New Zealand, one of the fastest growing city as well. And we're also lucky to have the largest import port based in Tauranga. So students are doing supply chain, logistics, engineering, anything business related. There's one of the largest employer in New Zealand who's looking for skilled people. So again, great opportunity if you do the right thing. If you build a connection, Tauranga is a great place to live and build your career. Again, to add to that, you're living in a very beautiful place. You can see the lovely beach from the top of Mount Maunganui. So people can go for a walk. It takes around 1 hour, depending on what is your fitness level. But absolutely amazing place to live, to enjoy the multicultural environment, but also have a good, steady opportunity. Rotorua. So I'm probably a little bit biased to this place because I've been living here, but that's okay. Absolutely amazing place. Around 80,000 people live here. So very small, close-knit community, very multicultural. It has been voted one of the most beautiful cities in New Zealand for many years, many times. And we have everything to do here, right from adventure sports, bungee jumping, skydiving sometimes, to cultural experiences. The Maori culture, you can experience the local indigenous culture, and the people are so very warm and hospitable here. I can tell you that for myself. People stop here and say, "Good morning, kia ora, where are you from?" Sometimes you don't have that connection in a big city, but here you have the connection with the local people. People have the time on the hand to ask you about your well-being, to share their own experience. So personally, I think it's a great place to live because you're not busy, you're not running all the time. You don't have to be stuck in traffic. 15 minutes straight, one place to the other end. I don't know, that's very, very short time to travel across the place, but you can be spontaneous in a place like Rotorua compared to probably a bigger city like Auckland, Wellington. I'm not saying it's bad to live there, but you have to plan your day. You cannot be spontaneous. You have to be on the road sometimes to be somewhere. But here you can just plan, don't have to plan, you can just go. Um, Cost of living is much lower compared to other cities. So that's a selling point for your students. When they ask you what is the cost of living, you can say it is lower than other places. So you save your money, you can work part-time. If you're good in your with your finances, uh, talk to us. You can come and talk to the international team, Veronica, Yolanda, and Torunga, or anyone. If you're struggling with something or anything you're not sure of, our team is always there to help you. There is communities like Indian community, Chinese community, Filipino community, Vietnamese community as well, Chow. So you don't feel homesick. You feel that part of your home is still with you when you come and study and live in Rotorua and Tauranga. I think personally, if I have to give my own piece of advice to you, it is not only about your studies, it is having a holistic experience, your support, your connection, uh, your part-time job, your opportunity for future employment. I think those all things makes you a well-rounded person, and that is what Toyohomai and a place like Rotorua and Tauranga can offer your students. Uh, a better a better chance to succeed in the future. Right. Again, just a snapshot. We have two beautiful campuses, very big. The facilities and infrastructure is absolutely amazing. So this is one of the buildings in Rotorua campus. So most of these students are studying nursing, or they're studying early childhood, or anything to do infection risk management. They're studying in this building here. So when the students come and ask you, "Oh, the fees is this much. What do I get?" You can always say that it's an investment. Studies, I always feel that it's an investment for a future. You might put your money in the bank and you might not get the best return interest rate for your money. But if you put the money and invest in your own studies, your own future, I think you can build a future-proof career for yourself and for your families in the future. But you also get good value for your money. in terms of the support services, in terms of the infrastructure, the resources you can use on campus as a student. It's also very modern. Chow is based in Tauranga campus. We have other team members there. So our international team is based across both the campuses. So if your students are going and studying in Tauranga, depending on the uh, in the program they choose to study, we have a support there also. They can come to the international team and talk to us personally. We have the orientation, which happens right at the start of the studies. Veronica is responsible for that, and we have Yolanda and Toranga. So that orientation is extremely important to expose you to the support system in place, to build you the awareness. What can you ask for in terms of the support and help? The community members come and talk to you. So I think that orientation week is very extremely important. And when you do enroll students, we highly encourage you to make sure that they get the visa on time and arrive before the orientation week so they can have a proper transition into the mainstream studies. Um, so that is extremely important for your students to attend the orientation. Right. So in terms of the programs, we have a range of programs at different fields. We have more than 150 courses to choose from. But this is just a snapshot of what we offer. We have students who choose to study nursing or health studies, hospitality, marine studies is also very popular, cookery, you name it, engineering, business, teaching. We have a new degree, sorry, we have a new Master of Science in Biodiversity Management. So that's also coming up in November. So that's going to be very popular for the international students. So our advice or my advice is that please make sure that when you counsel the students, you have to match their previous qualification or experience and then align them to the what do they really want to achieve in the future. Do they really want to study this program? Because I think that genuine intent is very important. So I'm sure you do all do a great job, but if you can pay a little bit more attention to what they want to achieve in the future and align them and then ask for the offer letter, it gives you a better chance of success with Immigration New Zealand for the visa approval. So I think that's what they look at, bona fide, being genuine, why you want to study this course. Right. Some of the key programs, this is just a snapshot. It's not an exclusive list. We do have a master's in science, as I said, in biodiversity management. Anyone who's doing this program has to have a science related background. So it could be a bachelor's degree in science, in environmental management, in forestry, in chemistry, in biology. So please ask us if you're not sure. You don't need to remember all of that. But each qualification, when you apply for the offer letter, we assess that based on the previous background, previous qualification, or the experience to substitute the qualification at times. So all the master's application, it needs to go to the faculty, depending on the basic entry requirement being met. And the faculty would come back and say, yep, it's all good, happy with the student, issue the offer letter. So then our team, applications team, they issue the offer letter to you. Based on that, obviously, you would apply for the student visa for the future. So the popular programs, Master of Science in Biodiversity Management. We also have the Master of Management by coursework, which is 1.5 years. You can choose to take a business, health, or hospitality endorsement. Or you can decide to take up only Master of Management without an endorsement. That is also okay. For this master's, you need to have a bachelor's degree in related field, but you also need to have at least 70% in your degree qualification. which is important. So we want to focus on quality students because it's not only setting the benchmark high, but we also want to make sure that the students are well prepared, or have the academic capability to succeed when they come here. And all the masters and postgraduate, you need at least 6.5 in IELTS or 58 in PT, and with no band less than 6 or no band less than 52, if I'm not mistaken. So the thesis masters is also there for anyone who've got a degree in Bachelor of Business related bachelors in honors. They can apply for the thesis base, which is a research based masters for 1 year. So again, sorry, I want to mention a very important point before I forget. Please make sure that the students write the statement of purpose in their own words, because one of the trends, or one of the reasons lately for the decline happening for the offer letters, many students are using artificial intelligence, chat GPT, for the statement of purpose, and that is not acceptable. The reason being, we want the students to succeed, and for that they need to know how to write. What is the intention? Why do they want to study this course? So if they're already using artificial intelligence to write the statement of purpose, there's a big risk for them that they might not be able to cope up with the studies for the future. So the faculty would come back and say, please decline the application, because we have a tool that can check if they use artificial intelligence for writing anything. So please encourage your students. Please make sure that the words they put in the statement of purpose is in their own words. You can assist them, but you can fine tune that, but not change the content or make it different to what the student is trying to say. So it's very, very important. The statement of purpose has to be written in the student's own words. Um, Very important. So please take note of that. So don't have to remember all the entry requirements. After this webinar, we will make sure that we send you the application checklist, the application form. You're more than welcome to ask us any questions regarding the entry requirement, or go to the website. Our team can share the website on the chat box. So the postgraduate is the first year of the master's is the postgraduate diploma. So we offer the postgraduate as well in those particular streams. But we also have a postgraduate diploma in applied professional studies, in mentoring and leadership, adult teaching, and we also have a master's in that, which I forgot to mention here. So that is quite relevant for anyone from the teaching background, or it could be any different background. It could be a policeman who wants to be a counselor or a mentor after coming to New Zealand. That is okay. So if you're not sure, please check with me or the team, and we can do initial assessment to guide you with the best program offerings. We might say this might be the best option, option one, or the students might take up the second option based on the needs or the qualification. So anything you're not sure of, you're more than welcome to contact our team. And I can vouch for that. Our team is very efficient. They make sure that we respond to you very on a timely manner, so that you can also look good with your clients. And we completely understand, because for you also, you have to respond to the clients, sometimes to the parents, to the family. I need an answer right now. So we will make sure that we give the information to you as soon as possible, so you can pass it on to the student and best advise them. I can see a couple of questions there, but we'll answer them later on. Uh, we have a bachelor's range of programs in nursing and early childhood education. Sorry, we do have a master of teaching also in early childhood education, which is very popular. So if you want to be a registered early childhood teacher, you can study a master of teaching in ECE, or you can, if you come with a diploma or a high school certificate, you may take up the bachelor of teaching in early childhood education. Both these two qualification leads to the registration with the teaching council. which is why the program is very popular for the students because they know they have a uh, more guaranteed future to get a job because of the registration and because of the high demand in the industry. There's a big shortage of teachers in early childhood education centers, and there's a big shortage of teachers in the primary and even secondary education. Last year, the New Zealand government said we need 600 secondary school teachers. So you can see the government is already putting out there. We need teachers, we need more qualified people to come and join the workforce. So these are the programs where there's a niche in the market and the labor market for the future jobs. Cookery, we have one of the best cookery faculty in New Zealand, I can say, because our students are doing extremely well. In fact, my wife was one of the student in cookery, and she's owning her own cafe at the moment, and she cooks amazing food. So, so cookery is a very popular program. It's a 2 years diploma, level 4 and level 5. The first year is the certificate, leading on to the level 5, which is again all hands on. And there's a big shortage of chefs and cooks in New Zealand, so a good option for your students to choose this program. And bakery is the same. If you want to be patisserie baker, or you want to be in that sweet side of things, this could be a good option. International freight and logistics, as I did mention, would be a very good option for high school graduates because has got the biggest import port. So if you're studying in Tauranga, which is the program is offered there, you will have a lot of opportunities for your future. See, for me, it is important to mention that qualification is not everything. It is you that would determine what future brings to you. So for me personally, I was not a great student, but that's okay. I did work hard. But for me, showing the reliability to the employers, showing that you can do the job, you can be trusted, your networking skills are good, your communication skills are good, your listening skills are good, then the employers would give you the opportunity. So please, when you counsel the students, please mention that there is no guarantee for anything in life. If you do a good qualification, study hard, you get the support, but you also have to put the effort in with your networking, with your volunteer work, going out there, selling yourself. I can do the job. I can turn up on time to work. These are the skills the employers are looking for. The employability skills, extremely important for your future. Competency program, there's a shift happening there. There's a new system coming in place. It's already in place. So the last intake would be in January 2025. But we're only taking students who are onshore in New Zealand. So if you got an international students who are New Zealand, have the right capability and background, nursing council letter, approval letter, you can send the application for Jan 2025. We got seats for that. All right, now to the most exciting and scary part. No, I'm just kidding. I think the most exciting part is how much is the fees. So the fees is standard across the board for all the polytechnics in New Zealand for next year and even for this year. Don't need to remember, we'll send all this information to you. But if you look at the degrees, it's 26,000 for 1 year. So 3 years, you'll be 26,000 into three. So each year, that's the fees they pay for studying at degree level qualification. Postgraduate and masters, postgraduate diploma, you pay $28,600. That is outside Auckland. So we are not in Auckland, we are in Tauranga and Rotorua. So we will be paying $28,600 for the postgraduate level 8 qualification. So the postgraduate qualification gives you a 1 year post-study work rights as per the current immigration settings. The master's is for 1.5 years, 180 credits, or you may apply for a thesis master's 1 year based on your eligibility criteria. And then you can get 3 years of post-study work rights. And you can bring your family as well. So master's is a good option as well if you want to study a level 9 qualification. If you're ready to study that qualification, the entry requirement is almost same, English requirement, but masters you might need some experience as well. So what I'm trying to say is that depending on your background, we can give you the right offering and issue the offer of place. If you're waiting for the English language test, we can issue a conditional offer letter. Sometimes you just need to retain the student, give them the confidence. Just on the offer letter, I'd like to mention an important point. Our main focus for Toyohoma is to make sure that we want to work closely with you, but we also want to increase the conversion rate. So how can you help us? You can. And the first thing is that when you when you do the assessment for the students, please make sure that your students are counseled properly. And if they decide to choose Toyohomai, they have to have the funds to study that qualification. They have to have the right entry requirements being met, but they also have to be ready to join Toyohomai, not look at other too many options. Sometimes we see students getting offer of place from multiple institutions, and that's a waste of our time and even your time. So we would rather have students who really are prepared, who meet the criteria, and who really decided to come and study at Toyohoma Institute of Technology. So to increase the conversion, please make sure that uh, when you get the offer of place, you launch the application for us, and we really hope so that the application is approved because it's benefiting you as well and also us and the student. So we don't want to issue too many offer letters for one student and the offer letter is for multiple institution. So please, I would strongly encourage that, and we're keeping a close eye on that. We want to make sure that we want to work with quality agents like you. We do not want to work with everyone, but we want to work with people who are committed and supporting us rather than spreading ourselves too thin. Okay, so please, my request to all of you is to support us in that stream. Engineering and diplomas and degree, 120 credits. The fees is there. Graduate diplomas is you can see the fees as well. Exciting news: we have scholarships. Sorry, not scholarships. Study grants available for international students from certain countries. We have actually two scholarships or two study grants for anyone who's doing a Bachelor of Applied Information Technology from the Indian market, only for two students for 2025. So if you got a degree student applying for next year, they may be eligible or they may be selected based on that criteria. But we do have steady grants up to 3,000 New Zealand dollars for Southeast Asian countries like Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam. For Pacific Island countries, we do have some steady grants for the Chinese market as well. China is also an important market, as in all the other market. Every market is important for us, so we do not distinguish based on where you come from. One thing I've seen at Toyohomai, our students are treated as an individual, not as a number. So when you send students to Toyohomai, you can be confident that they will be treated as their own people. Like, okay, you're not just you just come to study here. We are busy, too busy for you. We don't do that. I think that could be a key difference between us and some of the other institutions. We take pride in our pastoral care support. We take pride in how we look after students. But the students also have to look after themselves. They need to ask for help when they need it. I think that's the right. I think I wanted to share this picture because it is quite nostalgic. Every time we see the students complete the full circle, go on stage, get the certificate, that's the best feeling you can get. For me, sometimes I've met the students overseas at the agent's office or somewhere. They come and study here, and The day they graduate, they say, or they tell a team, Ada, you helped us, Bipul or Veronica or Chao, Kavita. So I think that is the reason we are here. We are here for supporting because we're changing people's life and exactly what you're doing. So you, as an international education agent, play a very pivotal role in changing people's life for better. So our responsibility is make sure that we give them the right, honest advice and make sure that they make informed decision for the future. So you feel proud. You feel that okay, I've achieved something. I think that is a very that is quite rewarding. It is more rewarding than getting lots of money. Money is important, but when you touch people's life in a positive way, there is no better feeling than that. So Toyo Homai, we just like to. I think some of your agents are very new. I'd just like to highlight that the current agent contracts are valid until 2024 December. However, we'll be sending the new agreements either this month or next month. So by November or before that, we'll be sending the renewal contracts, agent agreements for next year. So we'll do it as soon as possible, so that you also get confidence that you got the agreement with Toyo Homai, and that is going to be Toyo Homai agent agreement, not Tipukenga or NZIST. So you can start confidently promoting us for 2025, send us good students, and you get paid for the commission. The commission part would be mentioned on the offer letter, but we are good in processing commission on a timely manner because we all go on to get paid. That is important. So when you send students, the usual process is that we start paying commission 2 weeks after the enrollment start date. And we're good. We make sure that you get money as soon as possible. And it is your responsibility to send the invoice as soon as possible. Excuse me. So if you got a student already enrolled for example, July intake, and the student has started the course on 14th of July, for example, send it in July 1st or second week or after they started. And then we will make sure that if all the details are right on the commission invoice, or if it's not, we'll come back to you. And if something is missing, we'll ask you for that and we'll pay the commission based on that. So don't worry, we got you covered. We will, as a government institution, you can get confidence that we are safe. We are governed. We are under the code of practice 2016. So one of the code of practice requirement is that we work with education agents and we also monitor your performance. So I would encourage that if you're new, if you just signed up with Toyo Homai, please send students because next year when we do the renewal, we might have some agents who, for some reason, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, haven't given us any students. So we want to channel our energy to the right agents who are supporting us. So there might be cases where we might not be able to renew the contract for 2026. So to be on the safe side, we would encourage you to enroll students, good students, not just to send anyone. Talk to us, and then we can have the confidence that you have been enrolling students. Your approval rate is high. So if you can send 5 students and there are 5 approvals, fantastic. If you got 50 students, there are 48 approvals, amazing. If you got 50 application, only 2 approvals, that's not good news. So immigration is being very strict, and we want to make sure that we work with you closely to get better conversion. And you also, because you're putting the time and effort. So if you don't get good approvals, it's impacting your business as well. And we want to support you in that part. So just keep in mind, approval rate is very important. All right. So I haven't opened I'll stop sharing. As you can see, Chow has mentioned something. Right. So let's go to the Q&A. We got 15 minutes, but we will try to get through all of them. And I welcome my colleagues to answer some of the questions if I cannot. But let me start here. Helen. Hi, Helen. Hi, I'm Helen. Hi, Helen. Hi, I'm Bipul and our team here. Thank you for joining us, Helen. Appreciate that. So I'll just move on to the next one. Pokhara A Global. Thank you from Nepal. Namaste. Thank you for being here. English proficiency test is mandatory or not for all available courses? Good question. So there are two different ways. Either most of the courses you would need English test done, which is approved on the NZQA uh, acceptable English test. So the most popular is either IELTS or PT, Pearson. You can use TOEFL, you can use OET in some cases. Excuse me. But some students like to, especially from the countries like China or other European countries, Southeast Asia, Vietnam, you may decide to take up a New Zealand certificate in English language and then go for the mainstream. So, yes, so the answer to your question is yes, you would need an English test approved um, under the NZQ acceptable English test, and then we can accept you um, based on that. Any other entry requirements. So you would need to provide the English test. Yes. Thank you for the question. How many years of gap is acceptable for undergraduate and postgraduate? So that's a good question. From my understanding, you need to justify your to immigration. So for us, we can issue the offer letter based on meeting the basic entry requirements. But I would say you need to show that gap to immigration. What has the student been doing in that period? Has he been working? Has he been doing some other things rather than just sitting at home? So as for entry requirement, we accept meeting the basic qualification and English test and experience sometimes. So we don't have an issue with the gap for undergraduate and postgraduate. It's more about the immigration side. You should be, justifying. All right. Manori, hi Manori. Please state the entry requirements for diplomas. Right. Good question. So depending on most of the generic diplomas, we need 5.5 in IELTS or a Pearson test to be done. And then you need to just have completed a high school diploma. So I understand from my research that some of the institutions they require you to have 1 year of foundation before you go to the mainstream. For us, we don't require that. So if you complete your high school diploma in your home country or wherever you are, then we can accept you based on the English requirement 5.5. Uh, but as I said, we will be more than happy to share all the entry requirements to the checklist with you. And then you can always come back to us saying, I'm not sure about this thing. But that is what we need for the diplomas at this stage.
If you don't mind, I'd just like to add
Oh, thank you, Kavita.
the engineering and construction diplomas have got certain specific requirements in terms of maths or accounting or physics, because that's what they'll be doing. So we will look for those marks in the high school, the 11th and 12th. And also, because engineering and construction are a level 6 diplomas, we're looking at a higher IELTS of 6 with no band less than 5.5. Thank you.
Perfect. I knew Kavita was going to talk about it. She's an expert. And thank you, Kavita. So, Kavita, please join me anytime. I welcome your feedback. So, that's what we need for the engineering diplomas. So, engineering is very popular. We got New Zealand diploma in engineering in civil, mechanical, electrical in the Tauranga campus. Amazing facilities to learn, hands on learning. We got New Zealand diploma in construction and quantity surveying. Um, Amazing. So, and Tauranga is growing rapidly in terms of the construction. So, there'll be ample opportunities for the right student. So, and it's on the green list. So, that's important for you to know, right? Please state the IT courses. So, we do have a range of diplomas and degrees. Uh, diplomas. Kavita would like to share which diplomas do we have in IT. But the bachelor's, we have the Bachelor of Applied Information Technology, which is a 3 years degree.
Sorry, we do have the diploma in software engineering, which actually feeds into the degree. However, the faculty has cancelled it at the moment because they want to redevelop it before they offer it again.
Right.
But in just saying that, just want to be aware of the post-study work visa requirements at the moment, because for the diplomas, there is no work requirements. And if students do only 1 year of bachelor degree, they'll be eligible only for the 1 year of post-study work visa.
Thank you. Yeah, that's important for you to know. So immigration settings is important for you to understand. Um, please check on online or maybe talk to immigration advisor. Or if you're one, that's great. Um, right. Thank you, Kavita. Manori is asking here, kindly let us know if there are any age criteria imposed on PhD and masters. No, age is not a barrier for studying with us, and that's important. So we have students. We don't have PhD, by the way. We have masters, which is the highest level. We have students from in the 20s to students who have gone. I've seen students who've done 50, early 50s also doing masters, or who have done masters. So it all depends on your life experiences, your future intention, meeting the entry requirements. So yeah, age is not a barrier. You can just apply as long as you meet the entry requirement. But you need to talk to immigration if they meet certain criteria for future stay and residency. Right. Jean Manala, Mabuhay. I think you're from the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Hi, Mr. Bipul. I'm Jean, a career counselor of ACN, Southern Immigration. Yes, from the Philippines. I'm the one who reached out to you. So, hi, Jean. Nice to meet you here. It's no question. Right. So we have. Oh, Jean has a question here. Can I please ask you to send me the price list, entry requirements of Toyohomai? Absolutely, yes. So our team will definitely send it to you most likely tomorrow, if we can. So you can get all the entry requirements and the pricing for each program. And you can also check our website in addition to make sure that it's right. Right. We have. Can you accept Duolingo? Helen. Hi, Helen. Kavita, can you answer that? I think I got that question before, but I'm not sure if I remember the answer to that.
I'm not sure too, because we basically go based on the entry requirement that's set by NZQA, and I don't remember the Duolingo on that, but I can definitely double check that one and get back to you, Helen. If you can please send us an email, please.
Yes, Helen. Helen, if you can please send us. Chow, can you please type our email address in the chat box? It's international dot applications at toyohomai.ac.nz.
Bipul,
So,
can you make me co-host so I can type in there?
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Or
thank
I
you.
can wait. I'll just do it here. Might be easier. International. Sorry, I'm just typing it to you. So again, as I said, this is the right international dot applications at toyohomai.ac.nz, and one of our colleagues would come back to you on the answer. But thank you for the question. Lakshmi, hi Lakshmi, I'm from campus overseas, Calicut. I've been to Calicut when I was 18 years old, so I love that place. Thank you for reminding me of that place. Hi Lakshmi. Will Toyohomai accept students who wish to change their field of study and work? There are many students who genuinely want to shift in career who can clearly inform their reason for the same. Okay, I think there are two bits to it. So either when they apply for that intended course of study, we need to justify that, or you need to justify that. Why does the student want to study this set program? Do they meet the entry requirements? So if we are happy with it, we can issue the offer letter. And we have in some cases, for example, the Master of Teaching in Early Childhood Education. There is interviews that take place with each applicant, and if we can get proper reasoning that the student want to study this program, and but they're from different background, then we may be able to issue offer letter. But I think the challenge or the opportunity is with the immigration, where you need to justify why they're choosing this program, because matching those two different dots is very important for the immigration. If they are happy that the student is genuine, they're bona fide, they meet the requirement, they're going to study that program based on the future needs or current needs, then it is okay. But again, check with us. If you got any student who want to study a different program, you can ask me, and we will come back to you saying, oh, maybe this is not the right program. Maybe this is the best option for the student. So it all starts from giving the right choice, and then the student can make an informed decision. Thank you for the question. Right. How are we doing for time? We've got 7 minutes. I think we should be okay. Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Vicky, good to see you here. Any tips for a student who intend to study to apply for a Master of Early Childhood Education? The potential client graduated from America University. It seems very hard for her to obtain official transcript. Kavita, would you like to take that one?
Yeah, just for the early childhood, we definitely need one of the documents required is overseas qualifications that is assessed by NZQA. So the student will actually need the transcript because that has to go through NZQA before they apply to us. So I am not sure how you can get past this, but I'm not sure why it's difficult to get the document. Yeah, please investigate that because that is a requirement.
Yes, please. I think that's thank you, Kavita. For Vicky, I think it's important. It might be challenging, but if it's needed, then we definitely need it for that program. Um, there's certain criterias we cannot bypass. I think that might be one of them. Hi, Sophie. Sophie is asking, do you recognize level 4 health program from other Institute of Technology to enter Bachelor of Nursing program? Kavita?
Yes, thank you, Sophie. It is actually good that they have done a health program to get into the Bachelor of Nursing. The faculty can look at that. However, in saying that we are actually full for the Bachelor of Nursing for 2025, because of a big demand from the local domestic students, we have been allocated very few seats for international students, and therefore we are full for 2025. And unfortunately, there's only one intake in a year because of the practicum requirements. However, if the student is interested in 2026, of course, it's a big wait. The student can try other institutes and see as well if there is something available for them.
Right. Thank you, Kavita. I think for us, it's important to let you know upfront if there is any openings or there is no opening, so that you can, give that option to your students. And sometimes it's a good problem to have, but sometimes it's not a ideal situation. But at the moment, we have a strong demand for nursing bachelor's degree. All right. Summer is asking, as I check the flyer online class, that means they can study their own country and any place at New Zealand to study online class. Right. So Summer, you asking us, Kavita, online class,
I
which
can,
one did you ask? Yeah.
I think the graduate diploma in immigration advice is online. And I think maybe sterilization technology is online. So these courses can be done we only offer online classes. but if the student is interested in those programs only, and there is usually no student visa for online classes. They either here on a work visa, for example, immigration advice, if the student is working with an immigration company, an agent who and they want to study the immigration advice, then they can study this online while they're on a work visa, if the employer is supporting them to do that. Similarly, sterilization technology, if they're here on a work visa and want to improve their skills in that area, then they have to get the support letter from their employer in order to do that.
Right. Thank you, Kavita. Okay, we have Aju. Hi, Aju. Thanks for being here. For the grant, is there any separate application to put in, or is it determined by the faculties after preliminary assessment? All right. So the study grant, as I said, for the Indian students, we have only 2 study grants for 2 students only for 2025. That is only for the Bachelor of Applied Information Technology. So, and the deadline is 25th October. So if you got the ready application that we can issue the offer letter, then you can put the application now, but we will decide around 25th October which 2 students will be granted. So we just based on, we haven't set a certain criteria for that, but we can pick a student maybe randomly or based on the location or, yeah. But they need to have the visa approved also for the $10,000 scholarship for the first year. But for study grants from other countries like Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Pacific Islands, um, there is no separate application. It's kind of given to anyone from those country of citizenship. They are eligible to get the study grant. So Toyoma has agreed to that study grant. Some institution might not agree, but for us, we have said, okay, we're going to give study grants to anyone from Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Pacific Islands, $3,000 scholarship, at least a 1-year program. Is that right, Kavita?
And China as well.
And China as well, right? So how many years to study nursing? Okay, there is. It's only 12 weeks program, and that's the minimum and maximum duration. So the first step is they need to have the nursing council approval letter. They need to do the other entry requirements, English as well, which they should have already got it. So as I said, we only accepting students onshore. So if you got any students, international students on a temporary visa who are in New Zealand, they want to take up a nursing competency assessment program, we can offer them on January 2025. The fees is around 10,
$1,500,
right,
around that amount.
right,
But just
right.
to clarify, the nursing competency program is for those who are registered nurses overseas and have experience as a registered nurse overseas. So they have to apply through the nursing council, get the approval first before they can even apply to us for the competency program.
Right. I think we have 5 o'clock, but I'll just take a few questions quickly. I know but it's good to see so many questions. That's amazing. So it seems that you're all paying attention. Right. So Helen is okay. We already done that. Then we have Sarkar from IAS. Hi, Sarkar. Any pathway program opportunity available? Many. In fact, so if you come and study right from English level, New Zealand certificate in English language, level 3 and 4, is it right? Kavita? 3 and 4 or 4 and 5?
Is that automotive?
No, English language, New Zealand
Sorry,
certificate.
it's 3 and 4 that we offer at the
3 and
moment.
4, right. So the pathway opportunities from there meeting if you pass that level 3 or 4, you can
Level
go to a
4
mainstream
academics.
option.
Yeah, it's
Level
a
4
level 4
academic.
academic.
Level 4
Sorry, I was
academic.
typing some answers here, so.
No, that's okay. Thank you. So level 4 academic, you can go for a mainstream diploma or degree based on that. But if you do a diploma and there's a pathway opportunity for degree, or if you do postgraduate, go to masters, you can do that. So yeah, depending on which program you enter and the opportunity for further studies, you can progress further on that particular stream. Manori, how many intakes for masters in IT? We do not have a masters in IT, unfortunately. We do have a master of management and business, hospitality and business, and health. But we have students who are from the IT background who take up a master of management and business, so it could complement your previous IT background. But if you're looking for a specific master's in IT, at this moment we don't offer it. Right. So that's okay. Vicky again. Hi, Vicky. Does Toyohoma accept international students for New Zealand certificate in light automotive engineering level 3 and 4? Are international students able to apply for full-time apprenticeship for level 4 course? Before I pass it on to Kavita, I must say that yes, we are one of the very few institutions who offer this program to international students. So, Kavita, would you like to add to that?
So at the moment, only students who are onshore have been applying for this program. I'm not sure why, but we haven't marketed it directly to offshore students. Yes, they can come for level 3 and 4. Level 3 is 1 year, and then on completion of which they go into the level 4, it's at least 2 years and 200 credits. The first year of level 4 is on campus. The final 80 credits is an internship that is done at a workshop. The student will actually have to find the workshop where they can do the last 80 credits. If they can't find, sometimes the faculty may assist the student in finding it. The 80 credits, however, the duration can vary depending on how quickly they're able to achieve all the requirements of the course.
Thank you, Kavita. That's perfect. So there's an opportunity for your students to study this hands-on program in automotive. Right. What are these financial requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate? We can share that the fees for next year with you tomorrow after this webinar, but they also have to show living expenses of 20,000 per year, depending on how many years they enrolled to study. So if it's 1 year study, 20,000 living expenses. If it's 2 years, 40,000, or 3 years degree is 60,000. So that is where they need to be financially ready to before they apply for the student visa. Very important. I think one of the sticking point with immigration is the funds. So please make sure that your students are not only getting the offer of place, but they are strong finances, genuine source of funds when they apply, because that is where you get the high chance of visa approval. So issuing the offer letter is not a problem, but getting the student visa could be a challenge sometimes. So it is your responsibility to work on that. Right. Hi, Mr. Bipul. May I know the master's program? Is it full? Are they all eligible for post-study work, right, for Filipinos? Hi, Jean. Masters, irrespective of any nationality you come from, all international students have the same work rights. So yes, if you do a master's qualification in New Zealand, according to the current immigration settings, you are eligible or you may apply for a 3 years post-study work right. So 3 years is a long time if you do the right thing. So yeah, Filipinos are also included. You can apply for that post-study work rights too. All right, I'll just quickly take this. Hi Akshay, what are the main reasons checked by immigration for the visa approval? Because a lot of students get rejected in last intake. Okay, I'm not from Immigration New Zealand, so probably I cannot answer it entirely in terms of what they're looking for. But from our perspective, it has to be genuine students who are intending to do that particular program, who are meeting the entry requirements, who've got these strong funds. I think that is what immigration is very careful. And yeah, being genuine, offer a place, you're not going to breach any conditions of your visa, and then your funds. So if you I think there's a checklist also available on Immigration New Zealand website. I strongly encourage all of you to look for the first time student visa application checklist, which we will also share with you. So everything is available there. Go and have a look. What are the requirements? What are they asking for? If they're asking for 10 documents, provide maybe 15 documents. So make your application stronger rather than waiting for them to ask you, you're missing this. Why didn't you provide this? Or this application is declined because of this reason. So the more evidence you can provide, the better chance for you to get the student approval, visa approval. So
Well, I
you
just
have
want
to
to
work,
add to that as
please.
well. Especially for the financials, I think immigration is wanting a clear explanation about the funds because they don't want to decide where the funds came from. Very clearly, the source where it came from, why it's deposited, and as long as you can explain everything in maybe bullet points or whatever is, we're making it easier for immigration to understand. Just I think because previously immigration were in different countries and assessing, so they probably understood the local currency and the documents and all of that. Now because everything is processed here in New Zealand, so I think it's good for people to explain it to immigration. And also if there is a career change for students, I think it's really important to explain that to immigration as to why they want to change, or the purpose and all of that, to be very clear about what they want to do in life by doing that new course. And also there has been some recent changes with immigration rules, and therefore probably some students fell into those gaps, especially with regards to the bank and the type of bank and the funds. So there is a link on immigration website where you can actually register yourself to get direct information from immigration. So I would suggest all registered agents to go and fill that form with immigration so that you can get first-hand information from immigration about any updates.
Thank you, Kavita. I think that's important. Just to add to what Kavita has mentioned, on all valid points, immigration is also changing the way they give feedback to you. That means right now, in the current settings, you get a decline from immigration saying decline because student is not bona fide or not having funds is not meeting the criteria. So they're going to remove those template declines and they will provide more evidence why the student has been declined. For example, if they're saying it's not bona fide, why they're not bona fide? What are the genuine reasons they declined it? So you get more clarity of the reasons for decline. And we hope that you don't get a decline because, as I said, the more evidence you provide, the more you understand what exactly is required from immigration, the better your chances. So things are changing. Immigration is getting the feedback. I believe, and we believe as a sector, that 2025 would be better for New Zealand, and we all have a role to play. So good quality application have better chances for success rate. Right, we're almost to the end. I won't take much of your time, and all you all busy people. Hi, Vicky. Hello, Vicky. Ni hao. We have a question here. The potential student we just spoke about, pre-C, her qualification is on the list of qualification exempt from assessment in the Immigration New Zealand website. Does she still need to conduct an IQA? Vicky,
Hi,
I think
Vicky. I would suggest if you can please send the students' qualification and documents to us. We will check and we will let you know directly.
right. So good. And Vicky, I think we all in this studying in the same class. We're doing the immigration course. So something for us to look into as well. But it's great learning. Anything we're not sure, we ask immigration because we're not qualified to give immigration advice. But thank you for that question. Really appreciate that. Right. I think yes, thank you. You're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Today is not exclusive um, webinar for getting all the information, but I hope that you got some of the key points. Just to recap, why Ohomai could be a great choice. In fact, it is. And what are the study options? uh, support you need, contact us. Our team is amazing. I'm so privileged to be working with this group of amazing humans. They all there to support our students. You can always reach out to me for any marketing queries, anything that you're doing, anything you're not sure of. I'll make sure that I respond to you quickly, or one of the team members. So my challenge, and I just want to take this opportunity. Please support us. Send us good students. If you're not sure if the student is eligible, ask us. We will make sure that we give you the information based on that. Get the offer of place, apply for the student visa, get it approved, claim your commission later on. So we want you to do well. But I just want to, on behalf of the international team and Toyo Homai senior management team, I wish you all the best. I hope you do well, and I hope you do amazing things in 2024, rest of the year. 2, 3 months to Christmas. Yeah. Then we go to the next year. So things are changing, things are getting better. But New Zealand has got a great opportunity to capitalize because of other markets slowing down. So we have to be targeted, we have to be selective, and we will do well. So again, we will send the information to you. Uh, Contact a team, international applications team, if you are not sure of anything, and then we will just stay in touch. So wish you a great day, a great evening. Look after yourself, and thank you for joining us today. All right. So I'll talk to you soon. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
all.
Thank you. Bye bye.